And we welcome everybody to the December 8th, 2020 meeting of Henderson County Fiscal Court. If you're watching in live on Facebook, we're glad you're with us as well. We will begin as we always do with an invocation. Please join me in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, please watch over this body as we make decisions for the good of our citizens here in Henderson County. Please watch over our community, our state, and our country as we continue to battle the pandemic. Please watch over our first responders and healthcare workers as they fight a very difficult battle, and please watch over law enforcement and our military personnel serving around the world. We ask all these things in Christ's name. Amen.
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 Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
Allegiance
to the flag
to the
of
flag
the United States of
of the
America,
United States of America,
to the republic
and to the republic
for which it
it
stands,
stands,
one nation,
one nation,
God.
under God, indivisible, with liberty and
justice
justice
for all.
for
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Would you please call the roll?
Manager Putman,
Here.
Manager Southern, Manager Moran,
Here.
Manager McCollum,
Here.
Manager Berry.
Here.
Thank you. You have before you the minutes of the November 24th, 2020 fiscal court meeting.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Master McCollum, second by Master Berry. Any questions, additions, corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Thank you. You also have in front of you the minutes of our special called meeting on December 3rd. Motion to approve those.
So
I
moved.
move it. Second.
A motion by Master Putman, second by Master Moran. Any questions about that? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. In your packet, you have a resolution reassigning the current ambulance contract that the city and county have with the hospital from former administration at Methodist to the hospital's new owner at Deaconess. This is a reassignment of the current contract. As you may know, I'm working with Buzzy Newman from the city and Steve Gold and Elizabeth, Don Kelsey are helping consult on that as well to renegotiate this contract. But in the meantime, we are reassigning it to Deaconess so we can continue to operate while we update and modify the contract itself. Mr. Gold, anything to add?
Well, Judge, I think you hit the nail on the head. The plan is to ultimately enter into a new contract with Deaconess to perform these services, but at this time, there's still some details out there that are still under discussion. And so in order to make sure things are able to continue, it's best to just assign the current contract from Deaconess to Methodist so they can continue operations while we're still having those discussions.
And those discussions are coming to an end. I believe we'll be able to reach an agreement soon and bring that back before the court with the new contract. So, but in the meantime, we'll reassign this one. Any questions about this?
Does Kurt need to read it?
Yes, we're going to have a resolution.
Okay.
Hearing no questions, Mr. Clerk, I'll ask you to read the resolution.
Resolution approving assignment of the ambulance service contract between the city of Henderson, the county of Henderson, and Deaconess Hospital. Whereas the city of Henderson, the county of Henderson, and Community United Methodist Hospital Incorporated had previously entered into an ambulance service contract agreement dated May 3rd, 2016. Whereas since that time, Deaconess Hospital has acquired Community United Methodist Methodist Hospital. And whereas the parties to the agreement desire to assign Methodist Hospital's rights and obligations under the contract to Deaconess Hospital Incorporated. Now therefore be it resolved by the Henderson County Fiscal Court that the attached ambulance service contract agreement is hereby approved and will become effective as of December 8th, 2020, and will remain in effect until June 30th, 2021, and the county judge executive is authorized and directed to execute the agreement on behalf of the county.
Move to accept.
Second.
We have a motion by Master Southern, a second by Master McCollum. Any other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Thank you. Now we'll turn it over to Mr. Hubiak. You have a request for bidding out fuel and materials. Bill?
Yes, Judge, I'd like to ask fiscal court permission. This is an annual request to go out for material bids for the road department for 2021, both fuel and all other related materials for the county.
Any motion to approve that request?
Myself.
We have a motion from Master Moran. We have a second.
Second.
Second by Master McCollum. Any questions of Bill?
That includes the rock, the culvert, everything, right, Bill?
Yep, that's rocks, culverts, concrete, sand, gravel, asphalt, fuel, most of the things that we utilize on an annual basis in a normal everyday operation.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, Bill, how do we do that? We put it in the paper asking for bids?
Do what?
How do we go out after the bids? We post it in the newspaper?
It's posted in the newspaper according to the KRS, and we try to make sure that all the people that have bid, in the past are called and given a packet. We try to entertain as many bids as possible, especially in asphalt and larger, quantity materials like that. The more the better.
Right. I agree. Okay.
Steve?
thank you.
Steve, I just, in my continuing education, evidently cities or counties with over 80,000 don't have to put that in the paper. They just have to put a little blurb in the paper with the connection to the website.
And
Unfortunately,
we have tried to get them to lower that number down to right around where Henderson is, but they chose not to do that.
well, we need to talk to our legislators. They need to help us. Sorry, Beth.
Smith and the Gleaner might disagree.
And it's not such a big deal for us, but for small counties, the cost of advertisements is not insignificant for them. So, point well taken. Any other questions of Bill? Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Thank you and good luck, Bill. I know you do a good job of getting good bids. Mr. Gold, your report?
Well, Judge, I'm going to have to apologize to Mr. Weason here a bit. I delivered our checks and my report to him earlier, and I thought I had an email copy of that report, but I do not. So I can report to the court that I delivered checks to Mr. Weason. Mr. Weason, can you share with the court the amount?
I've got it right here if you want me to do it.
Oh, okay, that would be good. I
Budget
thought I had him an email.
756, health insurance 6,341, Aflac budget employees 124.94, interest 251.53 for a total of 7,175.03 for a total of 96,924.11 cents.
Thank you very much.
You can tell that he was eager to do that. Hadn't been a while since he'd been able to do that. It's like pulling Ted Williams into the old timers game. One more swing of the bat at that. So you have the county attorney's report delivered by Master McCollum. Any questions of Steve?
I move to accept.
Second.
We have a motion by Master Putman, a second by Master Berry. Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Steve, Judge, did you want me to tell an old time story then?
Nope, I did not.
What-
Feel free after the meeting to call any of the magistrates and tell them whatever you like. Then I'll turn it over to Brenda Ryder, our treasurer. Any fund transfers or claims, Treasurer Ryder?
There are no transfers. I do have claims from the general fund to ABBA Promotions, the amount of $503. This is for election supplies and is to come from the election materials and supplies appropriation line. From the road fund to Columbia Sportswear in the amount of $4,620. This is for employee safety awards for 33 employees and is to come from the Employee Safety Program appropriation line. From the jail fund to Office Depot in the amount of $972.97. This is for miscellaneous supplies and is to come from the office supplies and the data processing appropriation lines. To Moit Renovation in the amount of $1,000. And this is for hallway concrete work and is to come from the building and repairs maintenance line. These are all the claims I have.
All budgeted expenses, correct?
Yes, sir.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Master McCollum, a second by, I'll give it to Magistrate Southard. Any questions about claims? All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? That passes. And Treasurer Ryder, if you don't mind me getting the court information on our CARES Act refunds. We have received our refund from the state or support check from the state for our CARES Act expenses. It's a little over $1.5 million, which will be divvied up between the expenses turned in from the jail as well as general fund expenses that were turned in. You'll be seeing that in the next financial reports later this month. And we are also able to apply for approximately $500,000 more now. The governor has applied more funds towards that use for counties. So we will be turning in ours again for a little over $500,000. If it hadn't already been turned in, it should be in the next couple of days. Is that right, Treasurer Ryder?
Yes, we're waiting on the final memorandum of agreement from the state, and then we will process with submitting the expenses for reimbursement.
So we appreciate the governor setting aside those funds for counties, especially for our jail, which has had a tough time trying to stay up with budget with some of the things that have happened to county jails across the state due to COVID. I'm sure that will be welcome relief. So we will keep you posted. Next, we'll go to the county. And well, before we go there, I know our sheriff is with us. Ed, anything to add to the conversation today? Any updates from the sheriff's department? Ed, you're on mute. There you go.
Now can you hear me now?
Yes.
Things are running smooth. I would like to compliment one of our deputies last week that actually the call was in the city. He happened to be the closest unit there. City police were responding. He was able to go into a house and under the stress our community feels all over a lot of people, and was able to talk a person who was threatening suicide out of it, and was able to talk the person into getting treatment. And that's a wonderful story for the family and for the person that was stressed, and for our deputy. I thought Aaron Daniels did a great job on that. It should be recognized. We may do something a little bit more formally in writing later, but it's it's holiday season. It's very stressful for a lot of people with COVID and the holiday season in general. And I just wanted to compliment him publicly for the great job that he did.
Thanks for that note. As a reminder, we'll be having a special called workshop tomorrow at 2 p.m. to entertain proposal from Sheriff Brady and David Crafton on deputy compensation. This will be a public meeting, be shown on Facebook Live. So everybody listening in today is welcome to join in and watch the proceedings, but we look forward to that meeting tomorrow via Zoom, again at 2 o'clock.
And Judge, if any of the magistrates have any questions, call us. We'll be glad to meet with you. We'll be glad to talk to you on the phone, clear up any concerns or confusion. We'd like to have as much of that, you confident in it before we go into that meeting beforehand, but we'll answer any questions you have and are anxious to meet with you on. Appreciate that opportunity.
Yeah, each of the magistrates encouraged to call that individually and get as much information as you'd like before we meet tomorrow. Okay, we're going to good of the county. Magistrate Moran, anything for good of the county?
Everything is good in District 2. I would just like to encourage everyone to continue to follow safe procedures, wear your mask, because we really want to be able to open up and get things going again, and we can't do it until things improve. And I want to remind everybody that this is the Advent season, and it is a season of hope. All's good in District 2.
Thank you, Magistrate Moran. Magistrate Putman?
Thank you, Judge. Just ditto on what Magistrate Moran just said. And again, that's the season of giving. If you know somebody that needs some help or somebody you can reach out to just kind of give them a hand up, I think that's the right thing to do. So, and all is good in the 4th, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you. Magistrate Southern?
I agree with Magistrate Moran. We really need to start wearing our masks. Just do the little things to make a difference. And it is a time for giving. It's a time that we as human beings need to take a little time and be nice to each other. Unfortunately, we don't see enough niceness anymore. I'd like to just reach out to everybody and ask them to be nice. And all's good in District 3. Thank you.
Thank you. Tim Magistrate Barry?
Thank you, Judge. Just to reiterate what everybody said, I mean, I agree with that. I won't go over all that again. As far as everything being good in District 1, I really hope so, because my phone was stolen a few weeks ago. And if people, I want everybody that's watching to know, if you need my number, right now I've got a temporary number, hopefully. Call the judge's office and get my number if you need anything. So I guess in District 1, I've been a little slow the last few weeks because probably nobody could get a hold of me, and I apologize for that. So I'm trying to get that worked out today and get my old number back. But if not, you need me, just call the judge's office and get my new number. So with that, I think everything's okay in District 1. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Keith. And Magistrate McCullough?
I concur with everybody. Yesterday, we had 69 more confirmed cases. That's just terrible. We've got to start the mask. This is serious. People are dying, and we really need to do it. I think the governor's really tried, and he's gotten a lot of pushback from people about the mask and this and that. And we've got to work together. That's what makes Henderson so good, usually, is together. And I'd like to
District 1 and the magistrate's so slow.
acknowledge that Putman was named a hometown hero. He was on Channel 44, and he deserves it. All his work at the Salvation Army and what he's done, I concur. We've got a really great court and a group of people that are willing to work together, and I just am glad to be part of it and appreciate it. I almost hate to do this because it might go to his head, but I went out and saw Ohio Drive yesterday, and Bill Hubiak did a fantastic job. It really looks nice. It's wider. It's got a turn lane. And there were trucks all over the place yesterday. They were lined up from Ashley, the furniture store. There were 3 of them. And if that hadn't been done, that place would have been blocked off yesterday, and you couldn't have gotten through. So it's an awesome job, and I just want to commend the road department and Bill for all the work that they've done, and we just got a great group, and I appreciate it, and all's well in the 5th. Thank you.
Thank you, Magistrate McCullum. And Mr. Gold?
Those things are good in the county attorney's office. We finally have everybody healthy and back in the office. So we're still working in teams based on the governor's recommendations. We've got some people telecommuting, some people in their office, but we are doing well and everybody's healthy. So we're very thankful for that, and very proud of the way that the county attorney's office staff has been able to deal with all of the changing situations going on and still be able to deliver services to the people. So I'm constantly impressed with how great the people I work with are. So something that I'm very, very proud of how they've been able to handle that. And congratulations again to Magistrate Putman, who always is an inspiration to all of us. He is one of the most active people that I've ever seen. Period. It's amazing that the guy is retired because he works full time at being a magistrate and helping his community. Thank you for that, Magistrate Putman.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Charlie.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Golden. I think it says a lot that people who live in the south end of town often call Butch for advice or help before they might even call the city. And it's a testament to his availability and willingness to help any way he can, which often doesn't involve anything involving county government. It's him calling city to try to work something out for one of his residents, and that says a lot. I absolutely support his identification as a hometown hero. Definitely deserved.
Brad, if you don't mind saying something about our county attorney and his award from Grad too.
I was
Yes.
about to do that, Charlie. Thank you very much. A lot of congratulations for Steve Gold, who was recently named the Green River Area Development District's 2020 Senator Wendell Ford Legislative Leadership Award. He was picked for that very important honor based on his years of work with the state and various departments of the judicial system here to improve the experience and the prospects for children throughout Kentucky who are involved in the legal system or may be impacted by the legal system. And the award is meant to honor people who have worked to affect positive policy change or legislative action on behalf of local citizens, not only in Grad region, but throughout Kentucky. And Steve certainly fits that bill and is probably long overdue for that kind of recognition. It also takes into account activism and community involvement at the local level. And we all know that Steve is heavily involved in the community on many levels, in many events, both very public and behind the scenes as well. So you will be seeing a billboard above the 41 strip here shortly, honoring Mr. Gold, in addition to the recognition he's already got in the paper. And
I didn't know about that.
well, it's
Oh, the look
not
on his face.
it's not your decision there, Steve. So, you know, just gonna have to deal with celebrity that way. But I think I speak on behalf of the entire court and the whole team at the county that we're proud of you and we appreciate all that you've done. And I know it's Zoom, but I'd like everybody to give Steve a round of applause, please. Steve will be joining the Grad Board of Directors meeting tomorrow via Zoom to kind of more formally accept the award and to discuss a little bit about his passion for what he does. Steve, I don't know if you want to add anything to this, but congratulations, my friend.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It was quite a surprise, and this billboard thing is an even bigger surprise, but it's definitely a labor of love, trying to help the way our local system and the state system deals with kids in crisis, whether that's they're doing something that's delinquent, whether they're abused or neglected, or whether it's in the child support realm. If they're impacted by the court system, there's always improvements we can make to that legislation, and it's been gratifying to be able to work with legislators and people in the executive branch on both sides of the aisle to try to get that done. And there's still plenty of work to be done, but I really think that if we can get how we address those kids in crisis, we're not going to have nearly as many adults in crisis years later. And I think that's really the most effective way to make our community safe is to make sure that we're taking care of our kids on the front end. So thank you.
Congratulations again, Steve. One note, the mayor and I had appointments to make to the airport board. And after consulting with the mayor, we are going to reappoint Doran Luck and Glenn Stone to that board. Doran is actually the current chairman of the airport board and done a very good job. Glenn is a local businessman who has development close to the airport, is helping the airport to think about further development on one end of the apron and the runway to maybe bring more business in. So he's a great addition to the board. Has been there a couple of years now. So just FYI, Doran Luck and Glenn Stone reappointed to the airport board. It was Charlie mentioned Ohio Drive. I think I sent out to the fiscal court notice of a ribbon cutting on the morning of December 17th, 9 o'clock, just to formally announce the end of the project and to really pay tribute to both the folks who helped fund it and Bill Hubiak's team who built it. And we want to honor not only his crew members that worked on the actual project itself, but also the rest of his team that filled in behind those folks, covering the jobs that required day-to-day attention, allowing those crews to go out into Ohio Drive and letting us build it ourselves. The fact that we were able to build that road ourselves saved us a lot of money and allowed us to do the project basically with the funds we were able to get from the Transportation Cabinet and federal EDA program. So we'll be celebrating that on December 17th. And if you want to come out at 9 o'clock, hopefully the weather will be reasonable and we can celebrate it. With that, I will, nobody else has anything. I will entertain a motion to adjourn and we will see you tomorrow at 2.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
We have a motion from Master McCollum, a second by Master Pubman. All those in favor can leave. We'll see you tomorrow.
Have a good day, everybody.
Yeah. See you guys.
All right.